Today is a massive day in the Sleep Token world because 2 is on Drumeo. The drummer from Sleep Token, if you weren't aware, his name is 2. He's on Drumeo. They've never done an interview since their original one, which is a text form only one, before they started really going several years ago. So this is mad. I'm so excited to find out some more about his drumming from the man himself. This is an hour-long video. I'm not going to be reacting to the hour-long thing. Am I? No, that'd be madness. What I'm going to do is I want to check out the spoken word bits and pieces. I want to find out about his drumming. It looks like we got influences, evolution of his drumming, developing drum parts and things. So I want to check that out, and I'll film this in case I have any additional points or interesting reactions to that. There's a lot of performances of various songs in here, which I do want to check out at some point. Maybe I will record individual reactions for them. I don't know. But right now, I just need to hear from 2, the man himself, in a world first interview with this drummer. Let's check it out and go.
I am 2, and this is an offering from Drumeo.
Cool. Ooh. That snare though. Okay, so there's obviously voice modulation and stuff, so you don't know his exact voice because they're still secretive in the rest. But goddamn, that's exciting. All right, let's see what the welcome chat is like. And also interesting to note, they now have new costumes, but I guess this was recorded before the Wembley Arena gig and they didn't want to reveal the new costume in advance of that gig. So this is the old school 2 image right now. Okay, what's the welcome like?
Well, to all of you out there watching, this is going to be a really special Drumeo live feature because this is the first recorded video interview that any member of Sleep Token has ever done.
How'd you get this, guys?
And
well done.
We're honored that 2 has decided to do this with us. So welcome here. Thanks for tuning in. And for any of you who don't know who 2 is, he's a founding member and the drummer for the anonymous band Sleep Token. And they just put out a brand new album this year called Take Me Back to Eden, which is one of my personal favorite albums of this year, of 2023. And I highly recommend you go check it out because it's unreal. What 2's playing is incredible. But before we jump into the interview, what you see here on the YouTube channel just scratches the surface of what we do here at Drumeo. Inside of our membership, we have thousands of song transcriptions with drumless tracks, including tons of stuff from Sleep Token. We have a full method that will teach you anything and everything about playing the drums. So if you want to check that out, there's a link down below, drumeo.com/trial. And you can see everything we're up to in the members area. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna be talking about 2's drumming. We're gonna be talking about some Sleep Token songs, and 2 is gonna be playing a bunch of tracks. Let's get right into it. Here we go.
Okay, influences is next, in terms of chat.
So from the drums, you can hear lots of influences just in your playing. You can hear rock, metal, electronic music. How do you apply all of this within your drum parts?
I've always personally taken a lot of inspiration from the UK dance music scene. Listening to the various subgenres of drum and bass specifically allowed me to incorporate stylistic traits from those genres into my vocabulary as a drummer.
Such considered choice of words. Not a single to be had. Okay. Banger. Evolution of the drumming.
So over the 3 Sleep Token records, how has your playing evolved from the first to the last album?
I would say that while my stylistic approach and goals have generally stayed the same, my vocabulary on the kit has expanded. I tried to work on not always using the same phrases.
Yeah, I'm guilty of that.
Or using those phrases in the same voicing to ensure the parts remain somewhat interesting.
Somewhat interesting.
However, this in itself is a continual work in progress. As a player, I will admit that I, like others, don't always achieve this, but to me, that is very, very much all parts of the journey itself.
The drums kick in for fucking gods. Interesting. It's a very considered approach to his drumming, which is not unsurprising. Interesting that he's got, drum and bass subgenre influences in there, because there's quite a busyness to his drumming, certainly. But increasingly, it seems like just less busyness and more space and more but the notes he's not hitting. So, but that's what I've noticed about it. But it seems like he's not noticed that as much of a change. Just the vocabulary has changed. So I guess that's the kind of expression itself. Very interesting. Okay, developing drum parts.
So when you're developing your drum parts for the albums, are you just coming up with those yourself before the rest of the song is built, or are you hearing the other instrument parts first and then basing your parts off of that?
Most, if not all of the time, I try to pay close attention to the vocals and figure out any specific syllables that can benefit from accents on the kit. I sometimes
This is so cool.
use the vocal line as a guide of sorts to dance in between what's being sung, to filling in those gaps, if you will. Typically speaking, songs don't start from a particular drum part, although this isn't necessarily deliberate. Another element I look for when writing are any specific syncopation that the drums must match. This could be a pattern on the guitar, a breakdown of sorts, something electronic. But I feel this takes away a lot of the guesswork when initially writing parts and provides me with a clearer idea of the song in question.
See, interesting. Yeah, so I guess he's rarely the first one to lay down something for a song, but uses vocals for the most part to figure out what accents need to be hit in his rhythms. So that helps him not feel like he's going with a blank slate, but rather there's a guide there that he can choose to accentuate with certain dynamics or not. Cool, man. This is so amazing. Drumming style. What's also interesting is the way he's speaking. I don't even know if that's, obviously they distorted his voice. I don't even know if that's necessarily the speed at which the man would normally talk. I don't know. Don't know what he sounds like when he's normally talking. So is that part of the anonymous element? Is that slow, steady pace and considered delivery of the sentences? I don't know. That's fucking fascinating. Drumming style.
So around the kit, you can see you're using lots of different linear stickings and sticking patterns. What are some of the ones that you would say define your drumming?
I've always been a big Eric Moore fan, and gospel drummers in general. But I've taken a lot of influence from a couple of Eric's licks. Find their way into my playing. As an example, I use an 8-note linear phrase, which is played as right, left, kick, right, left, kick. That, along with a phrase called the 3-1-3-2, which is a triplet phrasing of 9 notes, played as right, left, right, kick, right, left, right again on the hands, and then finished with 2 notes on the kick. What I particularly like about this phrasing is that it's 3 notes short of resolving itself. So, as a drummer, you're forced to be creative with those last 3 notes and finish the sticking, the phrasing in any way you see fit.
Nice. So it's a particular fill that leaves the door open for almost enforced improvisation because the phrase ends, but the bar is still going. That's very interesting. Favorite rudiments, yes please.
Additionally, I'm a big fan of the standard paradiddle. I use this as a chop starter, often as I feel it's an organic way to prepare the listener for a slightly busier section within the drums themselves.
Yeah, I've never thought about it that way. Cueing the start of something with a particular rudiment to orally prepare the ears of the audience for something a bit more complicated than just say a paradiddle. The man is so thoughtful about what he's doing. I guess it's not surprising, but it's cool if I can hear him say it. I know that this individual has taught drums, so makes total sense. He's well versed in the vocabulary of drumming speak, as it were. Okay, creative liberties.
So when you're performing live with Sleep Token, do you try to stay true to the record, or are you actually taking quite a few creative liberties in the live set?
I would say that most of the parts that I tend to play in a live setting vary drastically to what was tracked on the record itself. This happens for a number of reasons. Sometimes when I have more time to sit with a finished track while rehearsing for a tour, I can look at it through a different lens and subsequently come up with a more interesting variation live. On the other hand, these things can happen more naturally and take on a different feel or sticking due to simply playing a certain song for long periods of time across touring. There are, of course, certain parts in each song that must remain true to the original. This could be a syncopated guitar part, or even an electronic part on the pads that serves more of a supporting role within the song.
Cool, that totally makes sense. Live, you know, things will organically change over time. If you play the same drum beat, the same song again and again, you will naturally find different decorative ways to alter things. But there are certain things that are key to very integral parts of a song which you want to hit in the expected way for the sake of the audience and also for the sake of maybe a key thing that is important in the song that needs to remain the way it is. Cool, man. Favorite drummers?
So who are some of your favorite drummers who have influenced your playing over the years?
When I first started playing, I, like many others in my generation, were heavily into drummers such as Joey Jordison, Matt from the band Mudvayne, as well as the more extreme speed players such as Derek Roddy.
Cool. Okay, final
Well, that's
thoughts.
going to conclude this stream with Tu from Sleep Token. Tu, thank you for being here and sharing your insights into Sleep Token's music. And with that, we're going to close with some final pieces of music from Sleep Token, and I'll leave this one to Tu. Take care, everyone.
Amazing. What is in the outro? Just a Drumeo thing? Or is it just this fading down? tasty looking kit from above. Yeah, okay, it's the drumming outro. Cool! Oh, that was amazing. What a rare bit of insight into his playing. That was amazing. That was so cool. I'm so pleased that Two decided to do that, because he's such a brilliant drummer that as a drummer, I'm hoping to gain some more insights rather than just trying to decipher, purely from the audio and check them out live on the shows or drum cam things here and there. It's nice to hear that the influence behind it, the thought process behind it, to hear that the way he plays doesn't feel too accidental, feels very purposeful. Such variety in terms of orchestration and the rest. And the way that he's talking about drums kind of mirrors that. There is a very considered, intentional approach to everything that he's doing. And it's just really cool. Just really cool to hear it from the dude himself. Wow, that's not something I ever thought we would get, but I think that's brilliant, because as much as they are this anonymous band, they are musicians, and there's so much we can learn from them as musicians, and these are really interesting conversations to have. So, very delighted to have had that bit of insight watching that. I don't know if this makes for an interesting reaction video, but I just thought for such a momentous moment, I want to capture my glee, I suppose, at being able to find out a bit more about the drumming behind Sleep Token. How fucking cool. If you want to connect with other people who like this kind of music as well, I've got a free Discord server you can join. Link is in the description. If you want to support the channel, there's a Patreon. If you want to let me know that you like the video, you can do so. If you want to see more videos in future, you can do so as well. Have a wonderful day, and maybe I'll see you in another video.